Hey.
Hi, everybody. It's Riggle's Picks. I'm Rob Riggle.
I'm Darren Leader.
Friends, we are back. It's a tricky time.
Tricky or sucky?
Sucky is the word.
Sucky and tricky.
Sucky is the word. So we're going to try to bring everybody up to speed on kind of what's going on here. And we may get this wrong or right or leave out pieces and get pieces right. But basically, California has been devastated.
Mm-hmm.
Southern California has been hit hard with these fires, these wildfires. And
it sucks.
The wind, right now we are very close to an evacuation.
Oh, yeah.
Where we're sitting right now currently. So
I lost power for a day and a half.
Yeah, and the power's been intermittent in this area. And unfortunately, so many people have really suffered. And friends of ours, friends of the show, people who've been on this show have lost homes. And it's a Southern California tragedy, no doubt, but it's a national tragedy.
It is terrible.
Yeah.
What's happening, and I gotta say, so my own personal experience, 4 or 5 months ago, we had some fires here, and where I live, we had to get evacuated.
Yeah,
and getting evacuated, it's a weird. It's a weird feeling because you got to grab what's important, and then you got to determine what's important, right? So I grabbed my passport, my hard drives, my computer, some cash, and that's it. Because everything else for me, clearly everything.
Yeah, you'd want to take all your stuff,
yes,
but you can't.
But you can't. So you got to prioritize, and that's a hard thing to do. But just getting evacuated is disturbing.
It's a bad feeling. It's a helpless feeling.
It is a helpless feeling, and it, for all the people who in Los Angeles who have lost homes or property or people or animals, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how much money you don't make. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks for everybody.
Yeah. So in 2018, we had really bad wildfires. Not as bad as this time around. I don't believe. I believe this is the worst.
This is the worst, I think, in history. Right?
Yeah, I think this is the worst it's ever been. But in 2018, it was bad. And I was actually evacuated from my house in 2018 for 6 days. 6 days.
That's a lot, dude.
And thank God it was still there when we came back.
Right.
We were blessed. So experiencing this is very hard. It's very hard for everybody because we all have friends and family that are, especially in this town, if you live here, that's being affected by this.
Well, look, you can see the picture Gary just put up. That was the Palisades. And that's it now.
Yeah, this fire, people are wondering that if you don't live here and you don't understand the Santa Ana winds, and I think it's the Santa Ana winds, but the winds are the primary culprit as far as
80 to 100 mile an hour. When
the winds are that strong, they're blowing the embers miles and miles down the road. And this is already a very dry climate, very dry. This is the Southwest of America.
I saw that in an average year, by our rainy season in Southern California is slated to start on October 1st.
Yeah.
And by the date that the fire started, we on average have 4.6 inches of rain. So far this year, 0.14 inches.
Wow.
That's not a lot.
So that you can see why it's dry. And here's, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but, so you have these fires. They're as devastating as they can be. It looks apocalyptic at night. I flew in last night.
It looks like end of days.
It does. I flew in last night. I took video. I'll show it to you. It's just unbelievable what it looks like. And then, so then that burns, and hopefully they'll get this under control as soon as possible. But then the rainy season starts in February.
Then the mudslides.
And then the mudslides start.
Yep.
Because all the foliage and all the vegetation's been burned out. It's just...
Yeah, but dude, you can surf and ski in the same day.
Yeah.
I hate when they say, dude, yeah, but you can...
And nobody ever does that, by the way.
I don't know. I know one person that's done it.
Yeah?
Yeah. And he did it, and it's done. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's gnarly. Like, it's... dude,
yeah.
Losing...
So one of the things, the reason we're talking about it with you all right now is because the way we do Riggle's picks, a lot of times, not always, but most of the time, we record a bunch of episodes at once. Whenever we can all get our schedules coordinated and get together.
Yeah, because someone's busy.
Someone's on tour.
Nah.
Someone's on tour a lot, on the road.
Someone's making movies. Ooh, I'm doing a TV show pilot. Yeah.
And of course, we're talking about Gary.
Yeah,
But we have to record in chunks. So we'll record, a couple episodes here, a couple episodes here, whenever we can get together. And so you may see in future episodes us talking about the fires way down the line in February or March even potentially. And that's probably because we're recording it right around today.
Yeah.
So just wanted to be honest and be upfront. And so if people were watching this and wondering why things are the way they are, it's because we can't do this. We have to do this in chunks.
And we want to be honest with our fans and listeners and patrons.
Absolutely. It's not a secret. It's just we want you to know why.
It's clearly not a secret anymore.
Things are happening the way they happen on the show. And Darren and I also, just so you also know out there, thank you for watching, for listening, for writing in your comments. We are going to start a new segment on the show called Comments on Comments.
I can't wait.
And some of your comments are wonderful, and they're funny, and they make sense, and they're
witty.
They're witty, and they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll talk about some of the other ones.
Can I say what I think that they are?
Sure.
Some of the other ones. I think there's a term in the biz. It's called asshole-ish. You know what I'm saying?
That's can you find that? You can look that up, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Go to Webster's. The assholishness of a couple comments. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not the majority.
Yeah. It was
so strong and so potent. You can taste it. You can taste the comment.
Well, here's what I've noticed, and by the way, this segment's coming later. This is not. We're not going to do.
We're commenting on comments on comments.
We're commenting on the comments on comments segment.
Mm-hmm.
What I've found is they're not necessarily asshole-ish. They're shockingly missed the point.
Dumb.
Shockingly. I'm trying to say it nicer.
I know.
Shockingly.
I'm trying to put it in terms for, the regular Joes out there, the me's out there. They're dumb.
Shockingly missed the point.
They're dumb.
So bad.
I get it.
And I have to scratch my head and say, have you watched the show? Do you understand who you got here?
Do you feel compelled to answer?
Part of me does kind of want to push back and say, are you effing kidding me?
It's a slippery slope, though.
But I know better.
Yeah.
So I don't. I let it lie, and I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
I
feel bad for some people who can't help their dumbness.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and also then it's, well, again, we're going to save that.
Okay.
Let's save that for comments on comments.
Okay.
But by no means do we want you to stop writing in, because we do love hearing from you. We love seeing what you appreciate, and so thank you, by the way, for writing in.
That's the people have voices,
yeah,
and they're making themselves heard. I love that.
Yeah.
I think everybody's entitled to say what they want.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that what they're saying is
at all
correct,
valid, or
but that's the beautiful part about being here, is that we get to say what we want.
Yeah. So we just wanted to take a minute and kind of give you a little explanation on, the situation here in California, which is devastation with these wildfires. Our hearts are broken for many of our friends that we personally know. We're seeing struggle right now. The loss of life, the loss of property, the devastation that does. It's not just physical; it's emotional.
Yeah.
It's mental. It's psychological. So when you see us talking about this on future episodes, or that's what's going on. We recorded in blocks, and so we just felt like we needed to give you an explanation of why you might see that in future episodes that are months from now.
Today's
not months, but weeks from now.
It's kind of you kind of can't get away from talking about the fires,
right?
And I think it should be pointed out that it's almost impossible for us to expect guests to not make references to it, because I don't think, I've lived in California my entire life, and I don't think we've ever had a natural disaster that stretched on so many days in a row. It's just like, it seems like every night, no matter if you step away from it or whatever, there's new things that are popping up. It's just been sustained. There hasn't been a day off yet. Hopefully we're going to get one soon, but it's been going for so long, and the devastation's been so profound that it's like, it would be unkind to ask people to not allude to it. I mean, it's taking over everyone's consciousness, and it's really, I'm one of the very blessed people who's not really in danger and not around one of the fires, but it's still part of my community, and it's affecting me mentally, even though nothing's happened to me or any of my close loved ones. So I just can't imagine how it feels for the people who this has touched, their friends, loved ones, or even themselves.
That's very articulate and very well put, Gary.
Oh, was that Gary?
That was Gary. Did you not ever speak more than 5 words at a time?
I don't talk to him. I never heard him speak.
That was Gary.
He actually speaks
very well,
eloquently.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what he said was incredibly accurate. So thank you for that, Gary.
Yeah, well done, Gary. It's Gary, right?
Yeah, it's Gary. Gary.
Gary.
Thanks, Darren.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, I guess we've given the explanation, and I feel weird talking about the fire because I just don't. There's nothing to say other than our hearts are broken, our thoughts, and people get bummed out when you say thoughts and prayers. I don't, because it's how I let you know I care. These people in Southern California are in my thoughts, and they're in my prayer. What would that, Sam?
What the Jesus is going on out there?
But when you don't know what to say, you just say what is as truthful as you can. And the most truthful thing that I can think of is there's nothing I can do.
No.
But what I can do and brings me peace and makes me feel a little better is keep them in my thoughts, send good wishes, send good thoughts, and save my prayers for them. Yeah. That's all I can do.
Do you pray?
I do.
Do you pray to God?
I do.
All right.
Yeah. I think you shouldn't do life without him. Without God. I think it's a good thing to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I land on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But in times of trouble like this, I think that's the only thing I can do for them.
I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you, whatever works for her, him, everybody's got their thing. I will say that something that's been bothering me about this fire and where it is, concentrated is the Pacific Palisades, right? That's the biggest part of this fire.
They got devastated.
They got leveled. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of celebrities and a lot of people with a lot of money who live in that area. It's a very expensive area to live, and a lot of big houses. And the thing I've seen and I hear are people going, "Oh, at least they got the money to rebuild, right? Like, can't be so, it's
talk about missing it, dude, missing the point, man.
It's like it doesn't matter if you are able to rebuild. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what your income level is.
And by the way, I've seen that stuff too. Sure, the Palisades, that applies. But Altadena is a neighborhood and a community of normal fucking people.
Yeah, hardworking folks.
But people
Gary,
like me.
Gary,
that is normal people.
It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply because no matter whether you have $1 trillion or whatever, or you got $3 or no dollars, your shit is gone. Like, your life in that minute, in that moment, and that night that you don't have a house, you don't have a house. And like, whether you can rebuild or not, it doesn't matter, because on this night that your house burned down, you are as homeless as a homeless person. Mm-hmm. And that's the equalizer right there. Yes, you have resources, that's cool, but for right now, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Your life is upside down. You know?
I think that's what devastation. I mean, that's what these disasters are.
Yeah, and I just
when I cleaned out, and because we were under a possible evacuation order. The evacuation order were butted up right next to the village, the towns coming towards my house,
just peeling off.
Yeah, they were like evacuate, and so I was like, we're next on the evacuation order. So we packed, and I did the same thing. I got the valuables, I got the hard drives, I got the passports. And then I grabbed pictures. I grabbed old photo albums. Now, for you Gen Zs who don't know what a photo album is,
oh yeah,
they used to have hard copy photo albums, not on your phone, but actual album. You flip it open and there's an actual picture. So by the way, my whole youth, up until whatever 35, it was all analog.
Oh yeah.
All my life is analog. It's not digital. So now it's all digital. But up until then, somebody's calling me on my fancy iWatch. Did you know that?
Well, apparently you have enough money to rebuild your wristwatch.
But I had to get out of there, and you have to make those tough choices. And I looked around, and I the car was packed up as much as you could pack it up, and I'm like, oh my God! You look at what you're leaving behind, and that's for me. I had time to prepare.
Right. In the moment.
And some people didn't even have that chance to prepare. They had to grab and go.
Yeah, you grab your pet if you have one,
Yeah,
and sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah, that's it. So I was so blessed. I felt blessed that I even had the opportunity to grab some essentials
I like that perspective.
and get out there. That's why, I don't know. You can get very philosophical here, and you can talk about a lot of things, but I think when these things happen, it's a moment. It's an opportunity to come together as a community, as a city, as a state, as a nation, as humans.
Totally.
It's a chance, and don't squander it. Let's keep our eye on the right things and not the wrong things.
I'm feeling a little guilty because I think we did have to do this episode, and it was my idea. But I think that we should use this opportunity to come together as a podcast. You guys want to do a preview sample, one comment on comment? I have one here that I will read to you guys.
I think that's a fine idea.
I would like to do that. Yes.
Okay, so as anyone who knows, anyone who follows us online knows, we have an Instagram account, instagram.com/WrigglesPicks. Go follow it. You'll see all the information about our upcoming records and our guests and everything. And one of the things we do is we like to cut clips. And there was a recent clip that we cut from our first episode, I believe it was 2 weeks ago as you listened to this, where we were talking about the appropriate time to put up and take down Christmas decorations.
Yes.
You guys remember this?
Yes, very much so.
All right, so we took that clip and we put it on Instagram. And one of the comments, and I'm not going to give out the handle here because this is not an attack, it's just us commenting on the comments. So I'm going to read you one of the comments that was responding to Rob's thoughts on the Elvis birthday being the day that you bring down Christmas lights. And this person says, I love Elvis as we all do, but to take that before Congress? Is he serious? There's way more important fish to fry.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Gary. And to the individual who wrote that, took the time to write that comment. Since we're doing just a taste of comments on comments.
Please comment.
Are you kidding me? Are you effing kidding me?
I love it.
First of all, please spend more time with the show so you can understand we're kidding around.
I love it.
I did not create a bill to take before Congress to lobby to have a law put in place that your Christmas lights had to be down on Elvis's birthday, January the 8th. I did not do that. It was a comedy bit that I did for my friend Darren to enjoy sharing my story about when. See, this is what makes me mad. When people force you to explain if you didn't get it, please go bury your head in an anthill or the sand, or take out all the money in your bank and go buy yourself a sense of humor.
The fact that you have to say this, I didn't really create a bill.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy that you actually have to say it seriously, because there's people out there going, I can't believe Riggle doesn't have better stuff to do.
Yeah, and don't we have bigger problems than Christmas lights? Yes, we do, and I never said that. What I said was a joke about when to take down Christmas lights.
There are way more important fish to fry.
Yeah, there are there are.
Are there though?
So, and he's sitting there right now. Whoever wrote this is sitting there going, technically I'm right. Technically I'm right, and I was right to write it. No, you're not. You're an idiot.
You are an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're a dumb idiot.
There. Okay, I've cleansed the palate on that one.
Comments on comments. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's healthy.
Dude, it's therapy.
For us and for that individual.
Maybe that individual is
that individual has nobody in his life, and I'm saying his life, it may be a her, but it
could be a lady.
It has nobody in their life to say, bad idea.
No. I'm going to
by the way, I challenge everybody. Go out there and get a friend, a pastor, somebody, a neighbor, anybody, and bounce ideas off them. Get a sounding board.
Get a
sounding
proofreader.
board. Get a proofreader just to say, hey, I'm gonna really stick it to this guy. Check it out. What do you think?
You know what?
They may say, that's, he's kidding, right?
Dude, I just came up with a new app.
Don't tell it. Don't tell it. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? You want to tell the internet you got a new app?
I was about to divulge the $1 million app.
Sit on it. We're going to sit on it.
Okay.
Okay?
Copyright Darren Leader?
No, we'll get Claire to develop it for free.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then
she could write us a treatment for when we pitch it.
Yep.
And then
and then you guys are going to steal all the credit? I think I've heard this story before.
Yeah, you get it.
I've heard this story before. It doesn't end well.
That's awesome.
Well, listen, I'm just saying, don't ever tell the internet what you're thinking.
Dude, you don't have to. It knows what you're thinking. Bro, by the way,
Yeah.
We have a mutual friend. His name is EJ. And I think he's going to be coming on the show at some point and talking to us about the internet and us.
Yes. He's got the inside scoop.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, don't soft sell it. Former FBI agent and cybersecurity expert. I mean, he's,
Dude,
when we say he's got the cred, he's been there, he's done that.
So
EJ Poker. I mean, look out for
EJ
that.
Pokes. So his the segment, I think we'll call it EJ Files when
I like EJ Files.
the EJ Files.
Yeah.
So when you have this conversation with your friends or your colleagues about, dude, I think the phones are listening. I was talking to my lady the other day and I mentioned the weighted blanket. All of a sudden, all these ads for weighted blankets. Yeah, they're listening. And if you think for a moment that you are encrypted or private or undetectable,
You're a fool.
guess again, dumb.
You're a fool.
Yeah, you're the guy who just wrote the comment about the bill.
Yeah.
You're a dumb idiot. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's private, bro. You're a dumb idiot. And an idiot is dumb, but
Doesn't that feel like a double negative?
no. You're an idiot, but you're a dumb idiot.
Yeah, that's like
That's low. Yeah.
wow.
That's down at the 60 cycle hum.
Okay, so that's a taste, folks. That's just a taste. And thank you, Gary, for giving us one to whet everybody's appetite.
My pleasure. We're going to curate these, so we'll have a whole host of things to get Rob and Darren fired up
I can't
for future episodes. So
Oh, my God.
I'm
I
looking
like
forward to this. I think this is and thank you guys for playing along there. I think we brought some levity to this episode that was
Yes.
much needed.
Good.
Yeah. I think I think it's a shame. Fortunately, on the plus side, once the fuel that is the fire that's burning in the fire, all the fuel, whatever is making it go, it'll run out.
I'm just hoping and praying that we get the winds die down, so that the firefighters, first responders, they can get in there and
shout out to them. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Huge shout out!
Shout out to them.
Huge shout out to the first responders here in Southern California. They did an amazing job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching Riggle's Picks. We've got some exciting episodes coming up for you in the very near future. We're kicking off 25.
I'm gonna do it with pants on this year.
Breakthrough.
You know what I'm saying?
Breakthrough.
It's time.
That's awesome.
It's time to go pants on.
Then if we get your pants on you, we get any kind of clothes on Gary.
Good luck.
Well, I'm just saying, if we can, like 25 is really gonna.
Well, I liked starting with pants on me. Gary might be a 26 situation.
Okay, but that's fine. Just as long as we're always making progress.
Progress.
All right. Hey, I'm Rob Riggle.
I'm Darren Leader.
This is Riggle's Picks.
Bam.